Hello everybody. I would like to do an album review today, ASMR album review, of one of my favorite albums of all times, actually. And its genre is a little bit obscure, but I consider it to be very progressive black metal. They call themselves dark metal, which there's no clear definition for dark metal. But it's heavily neo-folk influenced, so it's very dark and heavy sounding, just melancholic. But it's definitely got some heavy black metal influences. And they incorporate a lot of acoustic guitar into it. There's constantly in the background an acoustic guitar playing. And that album is Agalloch's The Mantle. If you see, there's an elk on this cover here. Now, The End Records. That's their own record label. Let's take a look at it. The happiest man is he who learns from nature. The lesson of worship. Celebration for the death of a man. A wonderful instrumental piece that's very beautiful. In the shadow of our pale companion. An epic 14-minute long piece about nothingness and death and sacrifice. Odal, which is a wonderful instrumental piece, and I Am the Wooden Doors, which is probably the blackest song on the album. When all is withered and torn, and all has perished and fallen, these great wooden doors shall remain closed. When the heart of a grave is filled with blood, and the soul is a cold and haunted shell of lost hope, when the voice of pride has been silenced in dignity's fires or cinders, the grandeur shall remain untamed. It is this grandeur that protects the spirit within from the plight of this broken world and from the wounds in her song. I wish to die with my will and spirit intact. The will that inspired me to write these words, seek not the fallen to unlock these wooden doors. The Lodge. You were but a ghost in my arms. Like snowfall, you cry on a silent storm. Your tears paint rivers on this oaken wall. Amber nectar, misery eager, cascading in streams in hollowed form. For each stain of a forsaken shadow, you are the lugubrious spirit, etched in the oak of wonder. You are the sullen voice and silent storm. Each night I lay awakened by her shivering silent voice. From the shapes of the corridor walls, it pierces the solitude like that of a distant scream, and the pitch-black forest of my delusion. Always some beautiful photography in their albums. With each passing day, a deeper grave. Why did you leave me to die? Why did you abandon me? Why did you walk away and leave me bitterly yearning? Her haunting, contorted despair was etched into the words grain. Through fire rages within me. No fire burns fiercer than her desire. The shape whispers my name. I damn this oak, I damn her sorrow. Sorry. I damn these oaken corridors, that to bear the ghost of those I have thrown away. Though tempted I am to caress her texture divine, to taste her sweet pain. Sweet like brandy wine, I must burn these halls, these corridors, and silence her thrill, her tormenting voice forever. Like snowfall you cried a silent storm, no tears stain the dust in my hands, but from this ashen grey her voice still whispers my name. You were the lugubrious spirit who haunted the oak of wonder. You were the geist that warmed this frozen silent storm. You were but a ghost in my arms. There's the Hawthorne passage, which is a long instrumental piece. And the great cold death of the earth, which is a continuation of the first song, a celebration for the death of a man, and the great cold death of the earth. And this is the song from which the album takes its title. Life is a clay urn on the mantle, and I am shattered on the floor. Life is a clay urn on the mantle, and I am scattered on the floor. Where are the wounds and the great cold death of the earth? Earth is floating on the waters like an island, hanging from 4 rawhide ropes fastened at the top of the sacred 4 directions. The ropes are tied to the ceiling of the sky, and when the ropes break, this world will come tumbling down, and all living things will fall with it and die. Life is a clay urn on the mantle, and I am the fragments on the floor. Life urn is a clay urn on the mantle, and I am the ashes on the floor. We are the wounds and the great cold death of the earth. Darkness and silence, the light shall flicker out. And then what is often considered the masterpiece of this album, a desolation song. Here I sit at the fire, liquor's bitter flames warm my languid soul. Here I drink alone and remember a graven life, the stain of her memory. In this cup, love's poison, for love is the poison of life. Tip the cup, feed the fire, and forget about useless fucking hope. Lost in the desolation of love, the passions that we reap and sow. Lost in the desolation of life, this path that we walk. Here's to love, the sickness, the great murder of the soul. Here's to life, the vice, the great herald of misery. In this cup, spiritus fermenti, for this is the nectar of the spirit. Quench the thirst, drown the sorrows, and forget about cold yesterdays. Lost in the desolation of love, the passions we reap and sow. Lost in the desolation of life, this path that we walk. Lost in the desolation of love, the sorrows we reap and sow. Lost in the desolation of life, the path that we walk. And this album is very, very obviously about death and the end of life, and how we will all cease to exist. those around us carry on, and it's a very dark album, but it's a very beautiful album, lyrically and musically. Musically, it's very, very beautiful, but very, very dark, and at times very, very raw and metallic. But it is an album everybody should listen to, in my opinion, and definitely a worthwhile investment if you like black metal and neo-folk and ambient, because it combines all those elements to make a beautiful masterpiece album. I hope you found this all relaxing, and I hope I inspired you to look at this album, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Good night, sleep well, and sweet dreams.